5.2 million records. That's how many Epstein-related documents the US Department of Justice admits it is sitting on right now, and almost none of them have been released. The Department of Justice has confirmed it is reviewing 5.2 million records connected to Jeffrey Epstein, one of the largest document troves tied to a criminal investigation in modern US history. These aren't rumors, these are official DOJ numbers, and yet the public has seen only fragments. Epstein died in federal custody in 2019. 6 years later, millions of records are still sealed. 5.2 million documents doesn't suggest one man acting alone. It suggests logistics, infrastructure, protection. Attorney General Pam Bondi now oversees the Department of Justice, and with it, these 5.2 million Epstein records. She has acknowledged the files exist. She has confirmed they're under review. But when asked when the public will see them, there's no timeline. Members of Congress, Republicans and Democrats say the law requires these records to be released. Some lawmakers are so frustrated they've proposed daily fines until the DOJ complies. This isn't a partisan issue anymore, it's a transparency issue. The DOJ says the delay is about protecting victims' identities and complying with legal standards. Critics respond with one question: why does protecting victims require hiding millions of records? 5.2 million records could include travel movements, financial transactions, communications, surveillance logs, and testimony. Not accusations, but connections. Connections explain how Epstein operated openly for decades. For the first time, the Attorney General herself is being publicly pressured over the Epstein files. Pam Bondi says the records are being reviewed. The public says 6 years is long enough. Until they release the files, the Epstein case is not closed. The DOJ's primary public justification is that many records contain names or identifying details of victims, testimony from minors, and sensitive medical or psychological information. Releasing files too quickly could traumatize victims or expose them to harassment. The critics say redaction can protect victims without withholding millions of pages. Even though Epstein is dead, civil lawsuits are still active. Some evidence may relate to people who have not been charged, and DOJ fears wrongful disclosure could compromise future cases. Once something is public, it can't be undone, and DOJ is extremely risk-averse. 5.2 million records is not normal for a single criminal defendant. This volume suggests years of surveillance, financial tracking across jurisdictions, communications involving many third parties, and evidence gathered by multiple agencies. The files are so interconnected that releasing one section exposes others, making piecemeal release legally dangerous. The most discussed theory, which is speculation and not proven fact, is that the files contain names of influential individuals. Some may be politically connected, wealthy, or internationally protected, and DOJ fears massive fallout if names appear without charges. A name appearing in a document does not equal guilt, but reputations can be destroyed instantly. This creates a stalemate. Release equals chaos, and withhold equals accusations of cover-up. Epstein's case touched the FBI, DOJ, SDNY, US Marshals, financial regulators, and possibly intelligence-related records. Each agency has different release rules. No single authority wants to take responsibility for the final call. Some believe the delay is about when, not if. Releasing files during election cycles could destabilize institutions. DOJ traditionally avoids actions that appear political, and each administration inherits the problem and delays it further. The files become a hot potato passed forward. This is often cited by investigators and journalists. If the files only confirmed what we already knew about Epstein, they would have been released years ago. The prolonged delay itself fuels suspicion, even if the truth is more bureaucratic than sinister. The reason why pressure is increasing now is because the DOJ publicly acknowledged the 5.2 million figure. Congress is openly threatening penalties, survivors and journalists are demanding accountability, and public trust in institutions is already fragile. This makes continued secrecy harder to justify. The bottom line is there is no confirmed evidence that the files are being held to protect specific individuals, but the delay likely results from a combination of victim protection concerns, legal liability fears, massive document volume, interagency paralysis, and political risk avoidance. And yes, the longer they stay sealed, the more people assume the worst. Subscribe to this channel for more details on this story.